All right, today we're going to draw some characters from Mr. Wolf's class, and I'm going to teach you how to draw these characters. So Mr. Wolf has pointy ears, a pointy nose, he has rectangular glasses, give him a smile. Oh, my cat wants to be in this video. Mr. Wolf wears a striped tie. Let's see. Let's put Mr. Wolf's hand on his hips. And let's have this hand up. Mr. Wolf wears a belt. And I'll just have Mr. Wolf standing. Where to put his feet? Let's see. One foot going that way. Maybe the other foot going that way. Usually put a little shadow underneath the characters. Alright, I've drawn Mr. Wolf a lot already in my videos. I think there's at least one. So we don't have to do too much here. You know what? Let's open his mouth and give him something to say. Let's have him say, "Howdy. You all, howdy y'all." Pele, what are you doing, cat? Crazy cat. Pele, get down. Howdy y'all. All right, that's Mr. Wolf. Let's do how to draw Margot. All right, so Margot is a rabbit. She's not as tall as Mr. Wolf. She's got a round head, except for these floppy ears that stick off. She's got round eyes, triangle nose. Now let's put her in a hoodie. Why is she wearing a hoodie? Well, because I wear hoodies. I should probably do a better job figuring out what, you know, my characters wear. It's not always what I wear. Anyway, that's how I draw Margot. I decided to put her hands in her hoodie pockets just to change it up from Mr. Wolf. How you know there's hands in there? I could put a little bulge there. A shadow underneath her. All right, that's Margot. Some people think that her name is Margaret or Margot because there is a silent T at the end. Margot. Let's do a new character. Let's do Sampson. Sampson is a frog, about as tall as Margot. He's different than the other characters in that his eyes are different. His eyes are up top, and I do fill them in a little bit. Sampson has a favorite hoodie he wears all the time. That's because I had a student once. Hello, student. This student, I probably shouldn't say their name, but this student always wore a hoodie with a skull on it. And so did their brother. And so when I started drawing Sampson with this skull hoodie, it was kind of because of that other student that I had. I made Sampson a little higher off this plane. So you see where Mr. Wolf is standing. Margot's a little bit behind, but Sampson's going to be a little bit even further behind. Otherwise his legs are going to be really tall. Or really long. Sampson has black pants in the first book. Usually when I fill things in with black, I do it in the computer now. I'll just like click a button and then it fills it in. Or I might use a brush pen. Like look how long it's taking me to fill this thing in. Sometimes I use a brush pen and that goes faster. So let's see, is this a brush pen? No, that's a nice thick pen. Is this a brush pen? Yeah, but it's kind of too thin. Let's see. Oh, this is a big, nice, wide marker. I'll use this one. You know, just why waste time filling in things if you don't have to? Use a bigger tool, bigger instrument. Okay, so there's Sampson. I'm gonna write his name too. Sampson can be spelled two ways at least. Usually it's S-A-M-S-O-N, but for some reason I decided his name would be Sampson. Sampson. All right, so those are three of the main characters in Mr. Wolf's class. Let's do some other characters. Let's do Margot's friends. I'll put Randy in the center. Randy is a cat. She's got a circular head with pointy ears, and she's a funny character. I don't always draw the character's teeth, but if I do, it's usually pointy if it's Randy. She's got little freckles or something on her skin. Randy often wears a tank top. What is she doing here? I should probably know what I'm drawing first. Let's have her arms go up, yeah. Like she's celebrating or catching something. So Randy wears a tank top often. Let's give this tank top stripes, just to give a little, you know, texture or something. Now, she usually wears leggings or shorts. Let's give her black tights or leggings. What's the difference? I forget. There is a difference, right? And then she wears cowboy boots. I think it's funny because she, you know, she clomps around the school hallways in her cowboy boots. See, I'm filling it in again with this thin marker. Let's use a different one. Here's another thicker one. It's got a lot of ink to it. When I was younger, I used to spend a lot of time filling in spaces with tiny little markers. There's no reason to do that. It just wastes your time. But it can feel meditative. It can feel good to do it. Like sometimes you just can't help yourself. You have to take the long route. Let's finish off putting the dots on her arms. Sometimes I forget to do the dots because, you know, when I'm doing a graphic novel, I have a lot of drawings to do it for. And sometimes an editor, a copy editor, might catch it and say, hey, you forgot the dots on Randy's hand on page 53 or something like that. So here's Randy. Now let's draw another character. Let's draw Aziza. I always start by drawing Aziza's eyes. And then I draw her bill, or her beak. She's a duck character. And then I draw her headscarf, which I usually don't put a lot of detail into it. Now, what is she going to be wearing besides that? And what is she doing? Let's see. I'm going to have her giving the peace sign. And she's got a long sleeve shirt. And a peace sign looks like that. So she's got 2 middle finger and index finger up. And then thumb is over the 4th finger and the pinky finger. And then maybe just this hand going down. Aziza usually wears like a skirt and pants, or a skirt and leggings. Let's see. Give her some kind of like athletic shoes or nice sneakers for walking around in. Maybe I'll give some stripes to her skirt, and then even though the dots are over here mean her skin tone or whatever it is, I can put dots on her shirt and it can mean something completely different. It's like texture or a pattern to the sweater that she's wearing. Okay, there's Aziza. And I like Aziza's name because it's a palindrome. A-Z-I-Z-A, right? Aziza, and then it's backwards. Aziza. All right, we've got more characters to draw. Let's do Penny now. I'll draw Penny over here. Penny is a pig, and I usually start by drawing her snout, and then her eyes, and then the rest of her head. Penny she's the kind of student who just kind of loves everybody, or most people. She doesn't mean any ill will, but she is a little lazy. And she's also sleepy sometimes because she has a baby brother that keeps her up at night. She always wears this type of dress, just kind of a plain dress. No details on it really. Usually it's orange or brown or green. I would take out that line right there if I were drawing in pencil or doing it again. I don't like that line. But anyway, this is Penny. I love Penny. She's a great character. She loves the rats in the school. So that's Penny. And the rats, I can draw, let's see, a rat right here. The rats lead parallel lives to the students, meaning they kind of do similar things. Like in the second book, there's a rat that has a birthday party underneath the floor of the pizza place that Randy's having her birthday in. I don't know, the rats, why do they wear clothing? I don't know, but they do. They can't talk. Anyway, that's one of the rats. I'll just write rat. We have room for some more characters over here. Let's do 2 more. Let's see. Let's do Abdi and Henry. I'm gonna draw, maybe, I feel like I'm running out of room though to do all. I'll just do one of them right here. I'll do Abdi and Henry next. Let's draw Lola here. Lola is kind of like a giraffe. I think she's a giraffe. Yeah, she's a giraffe. And so she's got a long neck and some spots right there. I'm going to draw her in her coat, and then maybe draw her, oh yeah, let's draw her holding her umbrella. I'll do her hand next, and then the hook on the umbrella, and then it comes up. You know what? Umbrellas are hard to draw. Oh, I bumped the camera. It's gonna look really long if let's end it there, but like she's got it behind her on her shoulders. And let's give the umbrella some, I think I'm giving it too many sides, but just kind of draw this geometric shape. Kind of looks like a mushroom right now. I'll put the top of the umbrella there, even though that doesn't work perspective wise. Oh well, there's Lola. Lola's not in the books too much. I mean, she's in it, but she has never really been a main character. Here she is in her boots because it's wet outside. We actually just got some rain today. It's May, but it's been a very dry May, and that's not good. We need to have more rain so we can not have such a dry summer. So there's a Lola, L-O-L, Lola. Lola. All right, so there's Lola, Randy, Aziza, Penny, and a rat. Let's keep going. Let's do, I promised I would do Abdi and Henry next. They're in the books more than Lola for sure. And my new book that's coming out February 2022, it's called Snow Day. And it's mainly about Henry and Abdi. I'm drawing Henry first. Henry is a Dalmatian. So he's got like spots on him. What's Henry doing in this picture? I'm gonna have him holding a football. Maybe he's holding it above his head. I think, you know, football is kind of, it's kind of a funny shape. But how do you identify a football? One way is to show the little, what are those called? Originally it'd be laces, but we don't use pigskin and laces anymore. It's like a synthetic thing. It's probably not even necessary to have that. But there's these stripes on a football too, and then it's made out of, you know, usually, well, sometimes it's made out of leather. It's got kind of texture, bumpy texture. That doesn't really look like a football. I'll probably draw that again. You can probably draw it better than me. Okay. I'm putting him in like a coat. And he and his buddy Abdi seem to always wear shorts to school, even if it's snowing outside. They just seem to be those kind of kids who run hot, and then they also just, they like shorts. They just want to be in shorts. They want to move freely. And maybe it's like a fashion thing too. So I told you he has spots, so I just kind of like, sometimes I keep track of where the spots are and sometimes I don't, but I just kind of make sure there's some spots on his legs, on his hands, his face. All right, that's Henry. 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 E. That's why you hear that sound in E, right? Henry. That's why when people talk about vowels and they say A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, well, in this case, the Y is making that vowel E sound, right? it's not making a y sound. Y is a different thing. It's not a, I mean, it's a consonant, but it's something special kind of one. It's not a vowel. Let's draw Abdi. Abdi's a cat, and his head basically looks like Randy's. But it's the markings on his face that do it. So that could turn into Randy if I just draw dots. But I'm gonna instead draw these like stripes, which are just little triangles on there. 1, 2, 3. So I do 2 on each side of the face. Now that's Abdi. I'm gonna put Abdi in a t-shirt. Let's see, I'm gonna just draw him with hands on his hips. Whenever you're drawing your own characters or designing things, it's good to like think about what their hands are doing. Okay, he's got the shirt, this brown shirt I like. It's based on a real shirt that I had in book 2. It has brown rhombuses on it. So I'm drawing him in that shirt. He's gonna be wearing shorts as well. Draw his legs, give him some striped socks, and you know, both he and Henry have athletic shoes because they're both really into sports, except for Foursquare. Okay, why aren't they into Foursquare? Because it's too competitive. And Abdi says it brings out the worst in him. Abdi. There's Abdi. Okay. I'm trying to remember the other characters in the book. There are more. There's 17 students in Mr. Wolf's class. Let's draw Oscar next. So Oscar, what kind of an animal is he? I don't really know. He is best friends with Sampson. And he's kind of like maybe a dog. He's kind of like maybe a bear. I don't know what it is. He wears a purple hoodie sometimes. Again, I draw a lot of hoodies because I guess I wear a lot of hoodies. Yeah, I'm just putting his hands in his pockets, right? That's one way to bury the hands if you don't want to draw them. But I have a reason here. I drew his hands, I'm going to change up the pose. Sometimes he walks around at recess and talks to himself. He likes to draw with Sampson. When I draw shoes, I often just make these like potato shapes to start, and then I add like some lines to show maybe they're lace-up shoes. All right, there's Oscar. He's got these curved ears, right, and this little tuft of fur that comes out there, and then on the other side, but you can't see it from this angle, so I'm not going to draw it. Oscar. There he is, Oscar. Oscar the Grouch. No, it's not that Oscar. He's not green, and he doesn't like trash. Let's draw some more characters. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at the covers of all my books right now. And I've drawn all the characters that appear on the covers. So the rest of the characters are kind of secondary characters, like they're not as important. Let's see, I'll draw another character that's a dog. This is Oliver. And I'll draw his buddy. You know, I'll just do 2 lines there for eyes. I don't usually do that, but I do sometimes. Oliver likes to wear collared shirts over sweaters. And I'm going to put a big Foursquare ball right there, like he's holding it. I don't like this drawing. whatever, it works. 4 square balls kind of have a texture on them, right? They're kind of like the vinyl or whatever, that synthetic, whatever that plastic material it's made out of, has a texture to it. So I kind of draw those like lines like that. Okay, Oliver's gonna be wearing pants. Thank you for wearing pants, Oliver. And he's just brown. I mean, how is he different than Henry? Really, I didn't do much in the design. It's like, it's more about their attitude and their color. And, you know, Henry has the Dalmatian spots. All right, this is Oliver. And let's draw Oliver's friend. Let's draw Stewart down here. Is he a mouse? Is he a rat? I think he's a mouse, because if he was a rat, how would he be different than the rats in the school? He would just be a big rat. I'm gonna draw him with like grinning teeth. Okay, so he's got a bow tie. That's how you can tell Stewart all the time. And I'm just gonna put his hands to his side. Oftentimes when people draw characters and they don't know how to draw hands, they'll put their hands behind the character. That's a telltale sign that someone didn't spend time learning or trying to draw their hands. You can draw that pose. I'll do it myself, but you got to use it sparingly. You can't draw it with all your characters. All right, there's Stewart. Stewart's usually spelled with a U-A-R-T, but I spell it like the food first, stew, and then stew plus art. The art of stew. There's Stewart. Let's see. I'll draw another character right here. This character, I'm gonna give them that pose with the hands behind their back. I'll show you what I mean. Let's draw the other dog character. This is Molly. How do you know it's Molly? She's got a bow tie in her hair, and she's got 3 little flops to her ear. Molly likes to wear skirts. That's one way that I can distinguish her from Henry and Oliver. She's got a pretty jovial personality. She's a funny kid, likes to have fun. She's a little immature, at least in the first book. She really likes to show people her light up shoes. Okay, that's Molly. E, that's another Y making a vowel sound, Molly. Okay, I didn't put shadows underneath these two characters. Here's Molly. Whew, let's see who else we can get in here. There's a character named Lizzy that doesn't get a lot of attention either. She is like kind of like a cockatoo, but not really. So she's a bird. So I usually do her eyes and beak first. She's got those like 2 stripes there. She's got a tuft of like feathers at the top. I think there's usually 3, but I just drew 4 anyway. Lizzy, let's give her a cardigan sweater that's not buttoned up. Oh, I forgot to draw the pose I was going to draw. Whoops. I'll do it for the next character. Let's give her some pants. Again, thank you for wearing pants, Lizzy. Is Lizzy short for Elizabeth? Probably. Let's give her like a striped cardigan. Just adding some texture to make it, or a pattern, I mean, to make it interesting. Maybe she'll have a heart on her shirt, because she likes hearts. That's Lizzy. Lizzy. A lot of names that end in E. sound, right? Abdi, Henry, Lizzy, Molly, Randy, Penny. I don't know, it just happened. Maybe there's just a lot of names like that in the world. Okay, there's another cat character named Johnny. So how is he different than the other cat characters? Well, Johnny has like a black patch over here. So over his left eye. His left. And Johnny, let's see. Just gonna put him in a t-shirt. And this is, I'm gonna do that pose with his arms behind his back. Okay, so this is the pose I'm talking about. Like, oh, what am I gonna do with the hands? Oh, just put him behind his back. Do. He's like twiddling his thumbs behind his back. Let's give him a stripe in the middle. Okay, there's Johnny, and he spells John with an H. John, and then Johnny. Another E. Weird. Okay, there's a lot of characters with the sound E at the end. Was that a mistake? I don't know. Oh, I know another character we haven't drawn yet. Noah. So Noah is another bird character, but Noah is this character that he always wears a hoodie. Always wears a hoodie. Aziza always has her hijab or her headscarf, and she's a bird, and then Noah always wears his hoodie. So maybe he's pointing at himself like, are you talking about me? Gulp. And I imagine Noah has kind of like a high, funny sounding voice, like, hey guys. I kind of need to put Noah in the books more. Okay, there's Noah. Noah. Oh gosh, there's 17 characters in the class besides Mr. Wolf. Have I drawn them all yet? I'm actually flipping through my book to see if I have any that I've missed. Oh, I see one right away. Another character that doesn't get a lot of attention. There's two more. One is Bobby. Bobby is kind of like a bear. And he picks his nose sometimes. He likes camouflage, so let's give him a camouflage t-shirt. I see his eyes are kind of like cockeyed right now, like they're not in the right spot. Sometimes I draw eyes and they look like cross-eyed or cockeyed or weird. So I try to adjust them, but I'm also, it doesn't bother me. I kind of like it. Bobby likes to wear shorts sometimes too. Let's give him some shorts and socks and some shoes. Bobby's dad is a bus driver, and you get to see his dad in Field Trip. When I draw camouflage, I just draw kind of like just different wavy lines and like just kind of block it off with different shapes. And then I might even like, you know, color different greens inside of it or add different textures to some of them. When I was a kid, I really liked camouflage clothes too. I don't know why. Guess people just like it. Okay, so Bobby, I need to write his name. Bob. E, another E at the end. A Y that makes an E sound. That's another one. Oh, this is my other cat, Auggie. Another E sound at the end. Auggie, you got it. I think I have room on another sheet because I don't want to shortchange this character. Let's go back to this one. I think that, yeah, I have room there. So, Miguel. Miguel doesn't get a lot of attention either. I like his name. I've always liked the name Miguel. But he does get a little more attention in the book Field Trip. So I'm going to give him, start off, he's kind of got a similar shape in his, but these are ears. He's kind of a koala. So I give him a big koala nose, and then his eyes, and then smile. Let's give Miguel a hoodie. Oh man, my cat's on my lap again. Okay, so what should Miguel be doing here? Let's have him wave too. He's like waving to Mr. Wolf. Miguel sometimes wears a camouflage hoodie also. So we could do that. Let's give him a button-up or a zip-up hoodie. And then maybe like tassels. I don't want to do the camouflage. I already do all those other details, so I think it'll be distracting if I do the other ones. All right, again, just kind of draw these like potato shapes for feet. All right, well, let's give Miguel some textured pants. Let's do, I don't really do a lot of cross hatching almost ever in my Mr. Wolf class books. But right now he's got striped pants, but if I do perpendicular lines that cross those lines, that's what we call cross hatching. All right, looks like maybe he wore his pajama flannels to school. That's Miguel. Miguel. Do I have 17 characters? Let's see. Not including Mr. Wolf. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And not counting the rat. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, I did it. Ooh, I don't think I've ever drawn all 17 characters like this before. I definitely have done their heads before, but never the full bodies. So, you know, sometimes I draw out little things on his ears too. If I had done the design of the characters again, I probably would have changed some of them. You know, like some of the characters look a little similar, like Oliver and Henry. I kind of didn't like my design for Miguel in the first book. So his face actually kind of changes a little bit and it turns more into this kind of classic koala look. And so I like drawing him now more. Anyway, when you're making your own characters, you can just play with these simple shapes. I mean, really it's just circles, right? A wide circle, a narrow circle, a kind of uniform circle, circles with ears on top, a rectangle with a little rectangle sticking off and 2 little ears, circular, right? But circles within circles, and then, you know, just play around, have fun. I hope you enjoyed drawing my characters, and yeah, until next time, bye.